Hey, what's up guys, my name is Benjamin Saki and this is BS Anime. So, if you weren't aware, even though I've talked about this a few times, there was this video that goes over the new Love Live PDP song, which is Tokimeki Runners. This is the video that will preview that. I talked about that before, so I'm not going to talk about it really much anymore. But following the discussions is what all these girls, we get this video, which is Tokimeki Runners right here, which I already did a little video about that on my other channel where I had the lyrics and the line up and whatnot. But this made me think about the first group song by each three of the groups, which will be the Muse, Aqours, and PDP. And then I was going to ask myself which of these songs are the best. So we only have the short version, but despite that we're going to go and look back at the three songs which were first for each group. So Boku no Life, Kimi to no Life, Kimi no Kokoro wa Kage Yai Deru Kai, and Tokimeki Runners. So those were the first songs for each of the groups respectively. So let's go back and look at Boku no Life, Kimi to no Life. So Boku no Life, Kimi to no Life, which translated as Our Life or Our Life with You, was the first single by the Muse. In fact, this was straight up just the first song to be released for the Love Live series. This song is very monumental in that it was literally how Love Live started out. So this song was originally released in August 13th of 2010 with the limited edition, and then the regular edition of just about 2 weeks later. This was bundled with Yuji no Chinji and Hajimete of each girl. If you don't remember what Yuji no Chinji sounds like. So there's that, and that would be released with Hajimete each girl, and their solo versions were eventually released in the solo box collection, one for each girl, so there were 9 solos for that. So each solo was bundled into a little different box, or if you got the whole Big Max collection. The song was eventually performed 6 times, and the last time it was performed was in March 31st of 2015. So overall, not a whole lot of performance for that song. So the first reveal of this song was in the Muse's first ever PV, which was like this, and they used this old art style. So as you can see, these characters are still very recognizable, but I gotta say, they look very different, and thank God they changed the way they look, because I like the new ways better. In Season 1, Episode 8, they redid the animation. So as you can see, this is still the same song, but they look a little different. They changed some scenes around and whatnot, but they did not cover the full song like the original TV did. So with that, we end up getting a rating of 7.19 out of 10 on my anime list. So let me go zoom in. So we had about 7,000 people reviewing this, and there is a decent amount of people who rate it. I mean, 7 is definitely not the worst rating in the world, but as we see in the feature songs, maybe not the best ranking, but still respectable. So the cumulative sales for this was 434 copies. In the first week, it also scored 434 copies, so it didn't increase much, and this marks it as a big failure. And I'll compare this to other songs later to show how bad this is. And if you weren't aware, 10 of these copies were bought from Nita's father, who plays as Honoka. But as you can see, I mean, that's a really loving father, but it shows that this was a really rough start. And to best summarize it, we have this quote: "It's just the start of Love Live in general." The first song by Aqours was Kimi no Kokoro wa Kagaetai Kai. My god, that's hard to say fast, but it translates to Your Heart is Shining. And this is the first single by Aqours, and the first single for Love Live Sunshine, as Aqours was Love Live Sunshine and Muse has phased out. It was released in October 7 of 2015, so Muse is almost done releasing songs by this time, and this song was bundled by Step 0 to 1 and Aqours Heroes. At this moment right now, there are no solo versions yet for the song, and most Aqours songs in general. I expect that to change in the future. We just got the 3rd solo box collection for Muse, so not even all the Muse songs have solo collections yet, but I expect that to change soon enough. And we have 18 total live performances, which is a lot more than 6. and this might have more in the future. This is the first PV for Aqours, which, as you can see, is in a very similar style as it was in the first episode. It's covered the full song. I was not able to find a raw version of this, but regardless, you can find this on YouTube still to this day and watch that up there. And then we also have the song was introduced in season 2 episode 3 instead of season 1, which I would expected, but regardless, it was just a shorter version as well, and we have different season changes as well. And if we want to go into my anime list, we have a rating of 7.83, but we have a lot less people rating it. We have 2,800 compared to about 7,000, but we do have an increase in the score, so that might indicate it might do better. For cumulative sales, I have this picture right here. I'll cover about that more later, but we have 8,125 copies for cumulative sales, which is different from first week. And in general, the song is known to have high resemblance to songs as the first opening of Love Live, and this part resembles it very well. It also has Sonoda Bokutachi no Kiseki, which is the second season opening, and this part relates very well to the kind of the intro of the song as well. So lastly, we have TOKIMEKI Runners, which this will be the first group P2B song because this wasn't the first song released, but this will be bundled with the 9 solo songs, as I'll show here. So the video that I showed before promotes the All-Star game, which will be the feature for Love Live games. So this is to promote all the groups together. As you can see, all of them are dancing and singing the song together. So this video is just mostly there to promote the upcoming game, which the song itself, as well as all the other solos, will come out in the full versions in the 21st of November. So we got plenty of time before that's gonna come out. So now that I covered the basic information for all 3 songs for each group, now it's time to decide which song is the best. So there's only one way to do that. So there's this post by EJC that takes a bunch of the sales for Love Live songs and lists them out. So I went and found the list. So this is from the list before. So if we look at the bottom, we have the first release. But if we go ahead and look up to here, we have Aqours' first release in blue. And then in green, I have Moon Ring, just because that was the best song ever in terms of sales. So at the bottom, we have Boku no Live, and we have Kimi no Kokoro, which has 81,000 compared to 4,000. As we can see, the list goes in chronological order, where the oldest songs on the bottom and the newest releases on top. As we can see, as time goes on, the sales progressively gets better, but there wasn't really a big jump until the release of the anime, which that would start with the opening song, is where we saw a big increase in the sales for the songs. So yes, the song was an absolute failure. It only got 434, but I mean, even one of the most popular and successful songs, Snow Halation, only got like into the thousands, and that still is not impressive. But as we can see, as time really progressed, Aqours came out. Love Live was already established as a good franchise, so it did very well because it had that relation. And to keep that in account, this show which song is more successful, it's kind of hard to really deal with because they were in different situations, and Love Live was not established as a good franchise back then in that time in 2010. It didn't have that recognition, and because of that, it did horrible in sales. But as we know now, plenty more people are willing to listen to that song, and if we're able to get a better measurement of how well it did in the future, which up to now, then we would have a less skewed number to compare with. So I went and found a poll online where people were given 250 votes and they would each vote on their top Aqours song. So we get number 6 for Kimi no Kokoro, which is still respectable and is paired with a decent amount of other favorite songs. So overall, this song seems to be done pretty well. Well, another way to figure out what is a very popular Love Live song is just go on YouTube, type the Love Live song, and then go ahead and filter that to view count. So that way I can see what people on YouTube like to see a lot for Love Live. Okay, I guess so. That didn't work out, so I went to Lance's channel, which owns all the Love Live songs. So I went to their channel and I decided to go do the videos and sort it by view count. So quickly, we already see some Love Live on there, where we have Kimi no Kokoro, which was the first single for Aqours, is up there with 5.3 million views, followed by their Aquarium, but a whole lot of new songs is available on this list. So even though I keep searching, it's pretty hard for me to be able to find any new songs. Well, that's also in part as they didn't have full the preview videos for these songs, but they decided to have a change of heart with Aqours and release that. And of course, Aqours is newer, so they had more time to establish themselves as a franchise to get those more views. But there are still a few muses that show up here and there. They just don't have that really long preview, so they don't get as many views, and not everyone is really super interested to watch like a 10-second or a 1-minute version of the song. So unfortunately, those don't do as well, and I just can't find the Boku no Life, Kimi no Life just anywhere really on here. So it didn't do as well, and they just don't have the PV on there. Now, before I go and discuss which song is the best, I want to talk about the importance, the significance of each song to the Love Live series and or the Love Live world. So, looking back at all the things considered, including sales as well as how it really changed the future for the Love Live series, let's go and rate which song is most important to the least important. So in third place, I have decided that Kimi no Kokoro wa Kagayeteru Kai, Man I Hate Saying That Fast, will be ranked in third place. Now, this was the song to establish that Love Live is just not a fluke, that it's just not just the muse that makes this thing successful. However, this is less important than really establishing the first series, and it really was proven to be more or less successful with that release of that song, as it really did well. So overall, it's still important, but it's not super important. So in second place, I'm gonna have Tokimeki Runners. So this is really to promote the release of Love Live All-Stars, that game. And yes, this is also to help establish the release of PDP, which yes is the third group, and as another group you might feel, well, that must mean it's even less significant if I'm going by that standard, how I rated the third song. However, this is also establishing a very important successor to Love Live Squad Festival, and this brings together a really nice unity between all three groups. And this song is the first step to show that all 27 of these idols can sing one song and perform a song. So that I feel like it's really important. But of course, there's no song more important than Boku no Life, Kimi no Life. This is of course the most important, as this is a monumental step into the creation of this Love Live series, as we needed the songs, because I mean, what is Love Live without the songs? I mean, it really isn't much. Yes, there is an anime, but that anime was created to support their songs, and these guys create a lot of songs. They're an idol group, and what idol groups do is they sing, they produce songs, and they do it in a lot of different styles. And yes, they do other things as well, and they have a game and whatnot. But without establishing the foundation of what they are, then what is the point of their existence? If the Love Live group sucks at singing or can't make good songs, then this whole thing is doomed. And while this might not be the most interesting song, and definitely not the best song in many people's lists, and yes, that even applies to me too, this was good enough to grab people's attentions, and this was able to help build the future where they started releasing more popular songs such as Snow Halation, Start Dash, and so on. Those release of those future songs grabbed even more people's attention and build the momentum into what is the massive group of Love Live, and now it's grown to be relatively successful. and that all happened because of the release of that song. So with the importance now in factor, which song is the best? Well, this is how I would rate these songs. So in third place I have Boku no Life KIMEKI no Life, and that's just because frankly the song itself is probably the least interesting to me. I still like the song and it's still rated decently on my list, like top 50-ish. There was still work to be done. It wasn't super interesting in the instrumental wise, and vocally wise it was just all them singing at once, and I felt like they could have implemented a better mix of how they sang. In second place I had TOKIMEKI Runners as this song. I like the sound of it better, I like the flow of it better, and I like certain parts of it which keeps it nice and interesting. But I don't have the full version yet still, but I can pretty much tell how I feel. I don't think this would be the number one song in my opinion. Where I had Kimi no Kokoro, I feel that is the best song as it had a nice range of instrumentals and the vocals. I like the way they fluctuated, their voices, and there's just a lot of parts of the song that I enjoy, especially like right before the choruses. I really like that part, how it changes, but yet feels so fitting. So this was just one man's opinions, but I would like to hear what your opinions on each song. What song do you feel was truly the most important or maybe least important? How would you rank them? And what song do you think is the best of these three? And why is that? I would love to hear what you guys have to say, and of course embellish on it if you are ever so feeling. And of course if there was any comments or suggestions that you want to say, please say it in the comments below. I'm more than happy to listen. If you have suggestions for other video ideas, I'm more than happy to listen to, and maybe if I like that idea enough, I might just do it, and I might even do a shout out to you for suggesting that idea. But of course, how do you guys think of this video? And of course, hopefully I will be able to see you guys in another video. I really appreciate watching this video, and hopefully I'll be able to catch you guys soon.